United winning at Middlesbrough last night.
It's a good result, great result. You know, I sort of forecast Leeds' doom yesterday.
Yeah.
Put the evil eye on Chris Wilder because I tipped him now to be the manager that I would most want to be in the situation of getting up.
Yeah, but I thought you were fair about that because you criticised Chris Wilder in the past.
Yeah, but it didn't help him yesterday, did it? It got beat 1-0 by Millwall at home.
Yeah.
So that's not a good result.
Yeah. Last night, really, the night belonged to Arsenal, the night belonged to Declan Rice. But funnily enough, and Danny mentioned this, so we've gone into the archives and
only
looked
in
it out.
jest.
And I know it's only in jest, but this was last year when Graham Souness, a great midfielder, of that there is no doubt, with Liverpool and Scotland. Souness was talking to Simon and myself about Declan Rice and kind of gave us his view of what he was.
I'm not sure if that's something you can develop. I think that's something you've got or you've not got. I mean, there's no doubt it'll be an asset to whoever takes him. I mean, he's and I bet he's a great boy to work with. And this is not a criticism. You know, we're talking about someone who's been worth 100 million quid. But for me, the top midfield players have what he has and have the cuteness of play further up the field and they score goals and they create chances.
Yeah.
His record is 204 games, 10 goals, 10 assists. That you're not talking about a midfield player. When you speak to a midfield player, to what position you're, I'm an attacking midfield player. How many goals do you get? Oh no, I'm not. That's not the priority for me.
What do you think of what Graham was saying there, Danny?
No, I understand completely his point. The question mark originally with Declan as a holding midfielder, where he played for West Ham in England for years, is can he do more that way? The last 2 seasons under Arteta, he has played further forward, and his numbers should be higher because of the ability he's got. So I think he's always had it. I think he just needs a bit of time to master it and be better at it. But he's just never been given a role in a team where he's been able to express it. Like up until recently under Arteta in this new mold with Partey behind him, releasing him. I think we'll see more from him. I think so. I mean, look, it's a difficult one. For England, he's the best holding midfielder we've got. And when you play holding midfield, you have to be reasonably disciplined with the ball. You don't want to be risking it too much. You want to be getting it to the players who can win you the games.
Yeah.
So it's a conundrum for Tuchel.
I mean, he was he was the game changer last night, Danny.
Yes.
Can he do that on a regular basis?
I think he can, but time will tell. Scoring goals is free kicks help, but getting in the box more often, like he did for the header when Courtois saved it, that's where you want to see him more. He should score more because he's capable.
Yeah.
You know, brilliant technician, strikes a ball lovely, his left foot's decent, he's big, he's tall, he can head it. You know, so Suey at that point, his observation was fair.
Yeah. I remember when he said it to you and I up there. But you haven't been Declan's biggest fan,
He also
Simon.
wrote an article, Graham, saying the same things. I don't think there's anything fundamentally wrong with the information that was available to him at the time, which was basing upon what he'd seen. And my observations were based upon what I saw in the World Cup, which was sideways and back, sideways and back, sideways and back.
Safe.
Which was safe, which is perhaps what he was asked to do, which was the environment he was playing in, which is the Southgate mentality.
Correct.
So there's an element of how good the player can be is often how good he's allowed to be in the framework that he's put into. In the Arsenal framework, he's asked to do something different than perhaps he is asked to do for England and was asked to do for West Ham. Now, Souness went on to say that he doesn't feel that he's got the cute ball inside in his locker in terms of the ball that opens people up, the insightful ball.
That's probably fair.
Well, we haven't seen that from him. What we've seen is 2 world-class strikes. It's like saying you judge a boxer by 2 world-class punches. Let's see how he goes on from here. Clearly, he's a good player. Clearly.
He's a phenomenal player. But the difference is what Suey's talking about in terms of that cuteness of passing. You know, that Alonso, De Bruyne, Scholes type thing. I'm not sure that's going to come. That's in you.
Yeah.
But goals can come. You know, constantly getting in good positions and being in the right place at the right time can come
Which
from...
is more advantageous for England from him, Danny, do you think? Is it for him to be a holding midfield player that does a job, or is it for him to be unleashed and put forward as an attacking force? Because it feels to me like Tuchel's brave.
I think the problem you've got is if you release him...
What do you leave behind him?
Yeah. And I don't think we've got another one who can do what he does. Wharton
can do it.
Wharton, yeah, but he doesn't have the athleticism of Declan.
Right.
Do you know one thing about last night, though?
The big game.
Right. Here's the thing. The victory last night, this morning, should be cheered all around Newcastle, Chelsea, Villa, Fulham and Manchester.
Absolutely.
Because Arsenal's win over Real Madrid means the Premier League is now guaranteed 5 Champions League places next season.
Absolutely.
5th gets you Champions League. So what have they done? Everybody should be patting them in the back. But I want to put this out here this morning, Danny, and to you, Simon. Arteta lifting the Champions League this season, would that top the lot? Would that surpass the Slot debut title-winning storyline?
Well, it would for Arsenal fans, wouldn't it?
Think about it.
Arsenal have never won it.
Right.
So in Arsenal's history, that would be monumental. It would become... Liverpool have won the league before. Liverpool have won the Champions League, they won the league. So winning another league, although it's a new season, and a wonderful achievement, Arsenal winning the Champions League, something they've never done, in a season where they're not expected to do it, would be huge.
You said recently winning the Champions League is harder.
No, I didn't.
We're pretty sure you did.
Did I?
Winning... Yeah, a few months back.
I don't think I did.
Winning the Champions League. Where'd you stand in it, Simon?
Well, in fact, I go as far as saying there's no way I'd say that.
We'll have a look for that, just like we look for the Sooners bit.
I think in isolation it will be a remarkable achievement, but I think that winning a Premier League over 38 games against a cup competition of 17, in which a lot of the rubbers are often not as competitive as you'd like them to be, is not the same. I think that winning the Premier League is the more advantageous and the more admirable. And I think football managers always talk about their bread and butter. They always talk about winning the domestic leagues.
Yeah.
But to win the Champions League and to have overcome Real Madrid on the way through, and whoever else they may have to get past in the next round, if they are able to seal the deal when they play Madrid in the return leg, well, I think will be a phenomenal achievement, because we're talking about Arsenal, in retrospect on Monday, about the fact they didn't buy strikers, the failings of the situation. If they come away with a Champions League, it will be akin to what Chelsea did, which is not win the league, but with Tuchel win the Champions League.
Right.
I still think that winning the Premier League is the more commendable of the achievements.
I think again, I hear you.
But it's a brilliant, if they can do it, and we're writing scripts of the future, if they can do it, it's brilliant.
It's where you're at on the journey, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like Leicester winning the Premier League was just, that will be unlikely to ever be surpassed.
It will destroy any arguments about Arteta and where he's going.
Yeah.
Because it'll eclipse what Wenger had done if they win the Champions League, because they didn't.
Right.
So there is a unique piece of opportunity here for Arteta, and if they get past Madrid, then who's to say they won't win it?
Let's put it out there to Arsenal fans this morning as we approach 10:30. My God, is that half an hour gone already? It is. Was last night the night that Arsenal turned the screw on their critics? And Arsenal fans listening this morning, is it job done? Or are you still that bit nervous yet that it's a Bernabeu and you know what's coming out there? It will be relentless. But you hold a 3-goal lead.
Job done.
Having not conceded last night. Danny, you can hear him there saying job done. Is it? Give us a call, 03717 223344 81089. Let us know exactly how you're feeling this morning.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.